Good morning and welcome back to our kitchen. I'm Lauren and this is Stephanie, and this morning we are cooking with cans.
Yeah, so we are working with the Can Manufacturers Institute, and one of the things that we're working with them on is a Cantry Thursdays program that they're doing. So I know today's not Thursday, but today is honestly one of my favorite Cantry type recipes. So we're gonna just go ahead and jump right in. You do need a food processor for this, but really that's the only sort of complicated thing about this. I know one of the things with black bean burger recipes, that's what we're making today, is a black bean burger. So often, I would like to buy them pre-made at the store, but oftentimes they're not gluten-free. They use breadcrumbs, and today we're gonna make a black bean burger that's gluten-free. So.
And I'm excited about this too because I'm the one who typically buys them in the store, usually frozen, and then microwaves them and heats them up, but I've never really found a good black bean burger that I can make at home, a good recipe, so I'm really excited to try this.
One that's not super complicated.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll go ahead and we'll start with the black beans. So there are 2 cans of no salt added black beans, drained and rinsed. So the beautiful thing about canned beans, as I've said numerous times before, they're all set. You literally, you drain, you rinse, and you're good to go. Followed up with onions, which are chunked up a little bit. And then we have several different spices, from cumin, some chili pepper, salt, pepper, and that will be followed by garlic and an egg, which acts as the binder. So while Lauren's putting everything into the food processor, we put everything except the corn in. I'll just talk a little bit more about the Cantry Thursdays concept. So where that comes from is simply by Thursday during the week, most people have a good solid plan for what they're gonna have for dinner Monday through Wednesday. But Thursday comes around and you don't know what to make. The beautiful thing about this, with the exception of the toppings for the burgers, everything is in your pantry at home. Literally everything. So all you have to do, you put it in the food processor, which Lauren is doing.
Make sure it's on tight.
Yes.
And then you turn it on.
So one of the things with this, oftentimes you put stuff in a food processor and you can just let it go. You do with this recipe have to stop a couple of times along the way to scrape the edge.
That looks good, I think.
Yeah.
Take the top off first.
So if you hand that over to me,
There you go.
I will go ahead and scrape some of this out.
And our next step then is going to be putting in some no salt added corn.
Yes.
So the great thing about corn, just like with beans in a can, is that all the prep work's done for you. And I love that there are either reduced sodium or no salt added varieties, which is excellent.
So yeah, it's 1 can. And you just
I just love the difference in color with
Yeah.
this. The corn, number one, just adds in a nice sweetness.
Yes.
As well as just a little color variety, which is also great.
Yeah, and once you get to this point, I mean, it really does mix up very nicely. And the corn is drained, but there's still a little bit of moisture in there, so it makes it that much easier to work with. And then what you're going to do from here is either put some gloves on, or if you're just at home and you don't mind getting your hands pretty dirty, you're going to go ahead, form these into patties. And as you can see, we have the patties here. And you're going to take those and put them in the oven at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. But you could also do them in a pan, which you then
Yes, or
have to
even
chill.
on the grill. So after you patty them up and you want to either grill them or do them in a pan, just put them in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes or so, just to let them set a little bit better, and then they're ready to take to the grill and they'll keep their shape a little bit better.
Yeah, so these are really, really beautiful and they form up nicely. So while they're in the oven, you would turn them about halfway through so that they cook evenly on both sides. And we also put parchment paper down so that they don't stick to the bottom of your pan as well.
Great idea. Makes dishes a little bit easier.
Yeah, so we put this together. I have mine on a gluten-free bun. We put them together separately so I could remember which was which. But Lauren has hers garnished with the red onions, tomatoes. You could put avocado on there. I mean, the sky's the limit, whatever you like on your burgers. Sprouts sometimes taste great.
Yes.
So I'll have you give that a try. You have yours on a whole wheat bun.
Yes.
And while she's doing that, I'll also tell you that these black bean burgers are great on top of a salad as well. So if you're not the burger type of person, you can find different ways, or I just love to eat them alone, to be quite honest.
Oh yeah,
What'd you
that
think?
corn just adds such a great sweetness. I love it. It's a great texture too. It's perfect.
Excellent. Well, Well, I know I love this recipe, so if you'd like this recipe, you can visit our website, blog.festfoods.com, and find it on the hot dish.
It's a burger day, I think.
Right?
Have a great one.